Hey Maria, so I filmed this video yesterday. I wanted to put this in the beginning for a trigger warning for anybody else who watches this. This video will discuss suicide, mental health, gun violence, um, and topics surrounding death. So just wanted to put that out there. Also, I felt like it was important because there was another story about another student from Marjory Stoneman Douglas that committed suicide. So yeah, this is the intro to the video, and then I'm just going to go ahead and edit together and let the other video that I already recorded play out. So here you go. Hey Maria, it's currently March 23rd, Saturday morning, and I just wanted to make this video because I've been thinking about making a video for a while for this channel, and I wasn't really sure what to do it on. And I heard about this story through Facebook, obviously, because it's probably where I get the majority of my news, about Sydney Aiello, who was a survivor of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting. I'm going to have this title, so if you feel like you're suicidal or you don't know how to handle a really traumatic situation like what happened at Marjory Stoneman Douglas, the number for the helpline is going to be in the title. It's 1-800 273 8255. And I just want to talk about it because I think it's important to talk about. Because not enough people talk about asking for help. So, as you know, my best friend David died of cancer a few months ago, and it's been really hard. And before him, about a month before that, I had a friend that I knew in undergrad, Milton, who also passed away from a different kind of cancer. Now, obviously, cancer is really different from a shooting, but nonetheless, things like survivor's guilt still happen. And there's not a lot of information out about this girl, Sydney, but the stories that I've seen said that I think it was her parents came out and confirmed that she had been diagnosed with PTSD and because of survivor's guilt. And I think it's something that people need to see on the internet, especially from a man, uh, because like toxic masculinity and just traditional masculinity kind of have always enforced the idea that men aren't supposed to talk about their feelings and their emotions, and that's a load of shit. Um, I think we've talked about it before, but like I go to a therapist every week in grad school because I deal with a lot of shit between my job, grad school, like losing two friends. I have a new girlfriend now, Sarah. Um, so just all these things that is life. Um, but if anyone who watches this video, which I know there's not a lot of people that watch these videos, but you know, if anyone in the future, if you know YouTube's up for years or whatever, sees this video and needs help, err on the side of caution, because it's better to err on the side of caution and talk to someone if you think you need to talk to someone than to not say anything and never talk to someone. So again, reach out to the phone number that's going to be in the title of this video, um, because I struggled a lot when David and Milton passed away, and I called that number uh, one night in a moment of weakness, relatively soon after David had passed away. I'm not ashamed of it. I spoke to my therapist about it. She said it was the right thing to do. I'm glad I did. Um, I don't think I would have gone through with it, but I was just in a really, really dark place, and I felt really, really horrible. Um, and it was not something that I think anyone should have to go through alone. So it's just something I wanted to talk about, and I didn't know what else to talk about. Besides that, everything's going pretty well for the most part. I'm wrapping up spring break. Um, I got a temp job. I did okay on my midterms. I'm going to talk about a lot of other things in my main channel, but I wanted to do this for the Cirillo Siblings channel because I feel like it's just important to talk about, and I don't know, maybe you'd have some insights considering what you're doing for grad school, so who knows. Also, Sarah suggested that I watch this girl on YouTube that she said that you had suggested for her, and she had cystic fibrosis, and her name is escaping me at the moment, Claire Wineland. So I watched her videos, and I watched her Soul Pancake video. I don't know if they did it with her before she passed away, but that definitely made me cry. And I think it's because she was so young, and she passed away before Milton and David, and I never saw any of her videos before Milton and David passed away, or before she passed away. And I wish that David would have been able to see her videos, because I know David kind of really struggled towards the end, and I tried to help him as much as I could. But, you know, everybody handles it differently. And I'm not even one of his relatives. But watching him struggle towards the end was the hardest thing I've ever had to watch. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I'm glad that I was there for him. Because I know he would have been there for me if I had been going through something like that. But at the same time, there's absolutely nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing his parents could have done. There wasn't anything anyone could have done. And to watch someone that I've known since I was 4 years old, I've known him for over 20 years, suffer like that. Yeah, it was really hard to watch the Claire Wineland videos, just because I don't like seeing people suffer like that, which is why I think I went into politics. Because I hadn't experienced that yet, but I realized the position of privilege that I was in, and I don't know if I really did a good job of conveying to people like how much privilege I had, but I thought it was pretty obvious as a 21-year-old white man, cis white man, that I had a lot of fucking privilege. I didn't have any student debt. I mean, I have student debt now that I'm in graduate school, but, you know, I wanted to make the world a better place because I saw a lot of suffering. I saw a lot of needless suffering. That's the key difference. And a lot of needless suffering, things that could be solved. And with these shootings, this girl, Sydney Aiello, should have never had this problem, because we've had tons of mass shootings, and our fucking politicians should have done something by now. And to watch the horrific mass shooting in New Zealand, if I was a citizen of New Zealand, I'd be fucking damn proud of my country and my prime minister for doing something. Like, I don't care, like, what your political stance is, but, like, they did something. And we don't do anything. And this girl died because we didn't do anything, Sydney Aiello. And the people in that shooting died because we hadn't done anything before. And I just hope that one day I have enough power or influence to make sure shit like that doesn't happen again. And I hope to God one day I have enough money or political influence to direct things like towards leukemia research for Milton and colon cancer screenings for young men for what happened with David and cystic fibrosis research. But, and like, there's all of this shit going on in the world. There was that young girl, I watched another news story, who's led the climate change marches for kids who are in high school. And I wish I was that woke in high school. Like, I was a fucking horrible, privileged ass white kid in St. Johns County who was super libertarian because I was really religious. And I had a lot of privilege. And I had a very narrow worldview. And I just hope it's not too late to solve these problems. And all those things won't matter if climate change isn't solved. So, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to have kids, if I'm ever going to get married, but I mean, there's a lot of articles coming out now that are talking about, like, how people our age are putting off marriage and putting off having kids because, like, why would you want to bring a child into a world that you know is doomed? Like, why would you do that? And I know I don't want to. I'm not in a place right now where I would want to have kids anyway. There's just a lot of personal milestones. Like, I want to pay off my graduate student loans. I want to be able to be, like, have a mortgage, hopefully, and, like, be on the way to owning a home with a partner. Obviously, like, I would need a partner to talk about if we want to raise a child, like, if she would be willing to carry a biological child, or if not, like, are we going to adopt, or, like, how that would work. And I want to meet certain milestones, and it just sucks that our generation doesn't get to take those things for granted like previous generations. We have got to work for a lot of this stuff. And it sucks. That's the reason, like, I'm going to grad school for a degree in finance, not because I like finance or anything, or I'm smart enough to understand finance. I mean, obviously, I think I am because they admitted me to the program. But because, like, I feel like I have a lot of pressure to provide, especially for our family. I'm the oldest grandchild. Like, when grandpa, and, like, whole generation passes away in our family, like, there's not a big support system, so I feel like a little bit of a burden to, like, make sure that I can help other people, and, like, and you especially too, because, like, you know, hopefully you'll be able to make a decent salary, like, working as a social worker, and so will Chris, like, with his master's degree, but, like, I don't know. Also, because, like, if I ever want to go into politics again, I learned the hard way that you need money. Unfortunately, there are people like Alexander Ocasio-Cortez who are those 1 in a million shots, like, especially with their district, that they can get elected. But, like, I'm not going to move anywhere that I'm not from, and I'm from Florida, so, like, if I ever want to go back to Florida or somewhere else, if I make a new home, like, more than likely, as a white dude, like, I'm going to be in the minority in the future, so, like, I'm going to have something to stand behind. And, you know, besides virtue signaling and being woke AF, whatever the fuck that means, like, I feel like it's kind of a given that you have to be rich as a white guy. Because, like, if you're a white guy and you're not rich, like, why the fuck are you in politics? Like, who, you know, you've had your time kind of thing. So, I don't know. I want to do a lot of good, and I hope that my life, I'll be able to do good for David and Milton and Claire, even though I never knew Claire. But I don't know. I am so tired of politics, and I'm so tired of this news cycle, and I'm so tired of fucking old people. Not just old, it's not old people. I'm just tired of bigoted people. I'm tired of people judging others and thinking that people are less because of their religious beliefs or who they love, or like just being born with something they can't control, whether that's cystic fibrosis or being diagnosed with cancer in your 20s. Like, it's literally a fucking roll of the dice. And we are really lucky. We are really fucking lucky. Because it could have been me, it could have been you, but it wasn't. You know, I'll be 25 this year, and if I'm lucky, I have more than half of my life ahead of me, if I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, I might die before I'm 50. But if statistics are accurate, like, I probably have more than life ahead of me, and if I'm really lucky, I have more than 2/3 of my life ahead of me. I cannot even imagine what it would be like if my entire lifetime goes by and then another entire of my lifetime goes by, what the world will look like. But I hope it's way fucking better than what it looks like now. Because this shit's depressing as fuck. Like, and if I can't make those milestones, like, by the time I want to have kids, if I still want to have kids by that time, either one, I'm not going to want to have kids and I'll stay here, or two, I'm going to have to go to another country with, like, universal health care or something, and better gun laws, and just a more healthy political system, like New Zealand or Australia, even fucking Great Britain. I mean, with all the shit going on with Brexit, I still feel like they're better than we are. Like, not saying they're perfect, they're just better than we are. I feel like I need to do more videos like this where it's just like a stream of conscious, like I'm just talking. I'm going to do another video for my personal channel and kind of talk about, like, just stories from my life, because I feel like that's what YouTube is for, and I feel like that's what Claire kind of pushed me towards doing. Like, she was talking about, like, you don't do YouTube to, like, I'm not trying to do YouTube to just put out, like, educational content or push out, like, a liberal agenda. Like, there's plenty of channels that do that. There's plenty of political channels. There's plenty of economic channels. There's plenty of, like, educational channels. But, like, I can give my story, and it's a really weird and unique one. So I think on my personal channel, that's kind of what I'm going to go for in the future. So, yeah, sorry about the ups and downs in this video, but I just felt like it needed to be a little more real, because sometimes, like, I know this is going on the internet, so I don't want to be sad or upset or angry, but I feel those things a lot right now, so that's what you're getting in this video, and who knows, maybe something good will come out of it. But I hope classes are going well. I'm sure I'm going to see you for graduation. It was nice hearing you and Chris go over, like, the questions in the last video, and I'm glad you had a good birthday, and I hope to see you soon. Love you. Bye.